For now and I'd like to just take you through today's maths. We're going to have another look at decimals and tenths, which we haven't looked at for quite a while now. Okay, so first of all, if we look at part A here, it says how many tenths, write how many tenths these displays show. Alright, so first of all, let's just remind ourselves what we've got here. We always think of units, which are whole ones. We have a decimal point, and everything to the right of the decimal point we call a decimal. That is a tenth. Then we get into hundredths. Okay. Now then, put a decimal point here ready. Now 0.1, if I write that in, well, that's no units and 1/10. So if we think of fractions for a moment, well, 1/10 then is just 1 over 10. That's 1 part out of 10. There are no whole ones, so this isn't a mixed number. If we do another, so let's take, what should we have? Right, 0.9 then. Okay, so say we've got 0.9. Again, no units, 9/10, so we would have 9 over 10, 9/10. So your job on part A is just convert from the decimals into the fractions. If you look at part B, right, these are decimals. We're going the other way. So if I just move this up a little, so just leave that there, I can write it underneath. This time we're going from fractions to decimals. So if I take, let's go for number 7, which is 8/10. So 8/10. So if we then put down ready units, decimal point, tenths. Do I think to myself, do I need hundredths? No, because I've already got tenths there. Put a decimal point in. Ask the question to myself, do I have any whole ones there? No, there's nothing there at all, it's empty. So I put 0 in, show no units, so 0 point something. And then it's 8 over 10, so that's 8/10. Okay. Now there's a tricky one here. If we look at number 10, it's a bit of a sneaky one actually. If we have a look at what we've got here, it says 10/10. So 10/10 there. So we've got our decimal point in ready here. Well, if I put 10/10 in there, I can't. I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to have 2 digits in the tenths column. Okay. So we rub that out. What happens here is I must put my 0 down, and my 10/10, of course, is one whole one. Because if you've got the same number on the top as the bottom of a fraction, that is one whole one. So 10/10 is one whole one, same as 2/2 is one whole one, or 4/4 is one whole one. So 10/10, one whole one. And if you look, it does actually, if we were to take out the decimal point, of course, it would say 10, wouldn't it, right? So be careful of things like that, right? They're there to try to catch you out. Make sure you keep your brain switched on. Right, when we go on to part C, it says write these as decimals. Okay, well, we've done something similar already. So, but this time, if you notice, these are mixed numbers. We've got a number in front of the fraction. So when we put our unit in, there's a pretty good chance we're going to have something underneath the units. And we can have tenths, okay? So we just put the decimal point in ready. So let's take number 10 then. That is, okay, 3 and 6/10. So let's just write that down, 3 and 6/10. So what is that as a decimal? 3 whole ones. So there's your 3 units. So it's 3.6/10, 3.6. Okay, easy peasy. Now then, green group and blue group, I'd like you to do part A, B, and C. Yellow group, I'd like you to do part A and B, and if you're finding it easy, push yourselves and try part C as well, please. Okay, that shouldn't take you more really than about 15 minutes, okay? It's not a lot of heavy duty thinking there. Have a bit of fun with that.